Hey guys, Mustache here, this time with another Power Rangers figure review, this time of the S.H.Figuarts Mighty Morphin Blue Ranger. Looking at the box, we do get the usual Bandai Tamashii Nations on the bottom, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, 20 years celebrating 20 years, depending on how you want to say it. We do get the awesome Blue Ranger photo in the front, as well as going through the window box here. We do see that it comes with the power dagger, as well as the power bow, to make the power blaster, as well as we do see some of the other accessories like the power lances here. Going to the side, we do get the Blue Ranger on the side, and on the front, S.H.Figuarts in blue, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Blue Ranger. On the back, simple style, heroic action, option parts, molding, and movable. We do get some of the awesome poses you can do with the figure there. As well as going to the side, we do get another power lance photo. It's kind of holding it sideways like this photo here. And then let's get into the box. Oh, not to mention, going to the bottom, Bluefin Tamashii Nations on Facebook and Twitter, Choking Hazards, and there you go. I did pick this up at Robot for Less, and it was, I want to say, $52.49, and then I did get the 20% off because I actually did purchase Yellow Ranger along with this one. So let's get into the box. So there he is, Billy the Blue Ranger outside of the box. Got him in an awesome kind of a roundhouse pose here. Of course, we're always going to start off with the accessories first. So let's get into them. We'll get into the extras first. So we do get the extra power bow, which is for the power blaster. You can see some of the notches right down here. Has similar paint apps to the last one, just is a little more bare on the bottom because you know you're not going to see the bottom when the power blaster is all put together. So we'll go ahead and set that to the side. And then we do get two of these power daggers. Here's one. The other one looks just the same. And going back to the power bow, and those are going to just peg in here. Make sure you're looking at the right peg. And they slide right in there. So I'll go ahead and put the other one in as well. So let's go ahead and same thing. Like I said, they're just going to peg in there. Make sure you have it the right way. And bam! When I did this the first time, it was a little more stiff. But as you can see, it's very smooth now. So we'll go ahead and put that to the side. We do get the two power lances. We do get one joined and one unjoined. So here's the joined one. They call it the power lance, I think, unite or unit. Oh no, they call it the power lance union form. So that looks very cool. You can do the double hand pose with that. And we'll show that off when we go ahead and get into the hands. And then going into the individual power lances, here those are. So the individual power lances, and those look just like these ones, except it's not in the union form. And then, of course, they're not going to go together because they don't have a piece that joins them. But it looks very cool. If you actually look at it together, they actually look pretty much the same size. Going into that size comparison there. So as you can see, you know, if you line them up, they are pretty much the same, which is a very nice touch. So you're not going to be like, oh, you know, they're not size accurate or anything like that. They actually are. So it looks very cool. Going back up. And then, of course, with all the Ranger figures, we're going to go ahead and get the Ranger stick, part of the Blade Blaster, as well as the Ranger Slinger. And just like the other ones, they have the awesome paint apps, blue, red, black, as well as gold on this one, and some silver. And then on this one you have the blue, red, silver, black, and gold for the eye. So before we get into the hands, we're going to go ahead and show the posability on Billy the Blue Ranger here. And much like the other S.H.Figuarts, they do have the other sign of range of motion. So as you can see, goes pretty far back, goes pretty far forward. You get to 360, as well as along with that, if you move that ball just around a little bit, you can kind of get a more of a side profile on the foot there. So that's very cool when you're trying to pose him. Just make sure he's going the right way if you're going to end up moving it forward. We do get that toe bend, which looks very good. And then we do get the more than 90-degree bend on the leg there. Same thing with the other leg. Posability the same on both legs. And then going over to this side, we do get the little holder for the Blade Blaster or Ranger stick. And I'll go ahead and put that in the holster there. Slide that in. So it doesn't mess with the posability at all. And then going up to the belt does move a little bit. It can go 360 degrees, but you kind of have to force it. We do get the morpher there. You can kind of see a little Triceratops in there, but it's not too bad. Going to the chest here, goes about down that far, goes up about that far. So it's not too big, as well as we do get some posability going in by the belt. That's going to be where you get most of your front and down posability. And then going into the arms go 360 degrees, more than 90 on that bend, 360 on the wrist, as well as you do get that bend of the wrist, so he's like, yes. And then go ahead into the leg, we do get the 360 degree there. I did forget that, so I wanted to make sure I put that in the review. And then going down over here, we do get down about that far, so you can really get that yes. As well as it kind of looks like he's thinking, he's deep in thought. You know how Billy is. He's like, oh, how am I going to help Alpha? And then going up, you do get about that far. And 360 on the head. Looking at that face mold on the helmet. Looks very cool. The blue kind of hides some of the kind of accents of the mold there. But it still looks very cool nonetheless. We do get some gold for those eyes, as well as silver for the horns. That looks very cool. We do get that face. Another yes pose. He's like, yes, we're all together. But let's get into the hands. As well as just like the other Power Rangers, this always falls off as well. So let's go ahead and get into the hands and show you those. So starting off with these hands, you do get the normal closed fist hands here with all the Ranger figures. Kind of looks like a boxer in this pose. It's getting ready for a title fight. Let's go ahead and stand him there. And then of course we do get the other kind of hands with the usual, or not the usual, as well as we do get the kind of Ranger stick and Ranger slinger hands here, those that accommodate those. So as with all Rangers, we always get those, just like the blade blaster or the Ranger stick and the Ranger slinger, as well as we do get these kind of power pose hands. So I'll go ahead and switch those out and put him in his power pose. So of course, gonna make sure the right hand goes with the right socket. And then I want to say with this guy, he's going to be going this way. So get that full extension on the leg. Make sure you kind of have a little bend in it, so you can kind of get some of the mobility. And boom. As well as over here. You can get really far down. I love the S.H.Figuarts when it comes to those, you know, like really far down bends. That looks very cool. Get them looking up. And I want to say, let me look at the back real quick. So we got the top arm doing something like that. Then we got the bottom arm doing something like that. And bam. Maybe he doesn't look as cool. It looks like he's maybe in a Michael Jackson video. But there's that power pose there. Oh, actually, that's the problem. He needs to be looking more this way and have his body around this way. Kind of looking down, looking mean. And then bring that a little lower, and then bring that maybe a little closer. So bam, there's that. So that looks a little better. So you do get that power pose, and of course, if this was a more level surface, you could probably get him to stand there. I could probably get him to do it here if I balance him. There he is. So there he is. There's those power pose hands, these two here, as well as you do get those hands for the power lances. So let me go ahead and plug those in real quick. Just like with the other ones, those power lance hands are just going to kind of slide in. So as you can see here, power lance, bam. And then we'll just throw those on here, and those will just peg in like all the other S.H.Figuarts figures. So you can kind of get like an active pose there. So that's very cool. If you wanted to turn that, make it a little more menacing, you can kind of do that, as well as move these down a bit. So that's very cool with those power lance hands, as well as if you wanted to, you can do the same thing with the other connected power lance. So you go ahead and slide those in, and then go ahead and you can do the one-handed and maybe do like a closed fist. That looks pretty cool. Or you can go ahead and bring his arm back over, try to get that power lance on there without bending his fingers too much, which I am doing. Bam. His arm is very awkward, so you can kind of be like, whoa. So you got the power lance there, you can kind of be like spinning and slashing at the same time. I'm not a big fan of the United Power Lance. I know like they have him here, and I think he looks kind of weak right there. But I'm more of the individual. I like the individual ones. And that is pretty much the review for the Mighty Morphin Blue Ranger. You get the awesome pieces as well as the pieces for the Power Blaster. So the next video should be the Power Blaster completed as well as all the Rangers here to show you what they look like all together. If you do get a chance to get this figure, definitely pick it up. I'll go ahead and maybe leave a link in the description as well as stay tuned for the next video. Mustache again. Peace.